Good morning. This is tacos al pastor, rotisserie pork tacos, but let's just dive into why this recipe is incredibly impractical and pain in the ass to make. This is going to include a potentially complex recipe and tortilla recipe, all from scratch. If you're going to go there, the 4 mile, you might as well do it really good. So what I did is I got a humongous portion of pork shoulder. This was bone in and skin off. So yeah, $55, $11 a kilo, about 5 kilos worth. And yeah, I got it from Costco. Also, it's called Boston butt. The hard part is, well, getting the bone out. It's an awkward shaped bone, so it's not just straightforward. I've never done this before, so yeah, it's kind of difficult. I'm no butcher. There's also a long piece of cartilage in there that you might want to trim out. Okay, so because basically it's a rotisserie of sorts, you want to cut it into thin slices. In this case, it was a bit thick. Now, look, if you had one of those deli meat slices and you had this pork shoulder frozen, but then you could slice it thinner, and in the end, that would work actually better. See, it's extra crap that you need to do. Still pain in the ass. Let's start with the marinade. The chilies you'll need is ancho chilies, the big black one. You need the guajillo chilies, the big long red ones, and you'll need chile de arbol. I believe that's not traditional, but for a bit of heat, if that makes sense. Now deseed all of them. Yeah, you see all that. It gets quite sticky with the ancho chilies. So once you've deseeded it and cut up onions into chunks, you basically want to cook them in hot water for a little bit. Make sure the onion's soft, and you put the dried chilies in. They'll rehydrate so that you can blend them later. It's going to be annoying with all these ingredients. Just bear with it. So here it goes. Cloves, cinnamon stick, bay leaf, Mexican oregano. Blend that into powder. Next, add your rehydrated chilies, onion, and garlic, and that black juice that you get from rehydrating it. Blend a bit. Achiote paste, garlic, onion powder, apple cider vinegar, tamarind paste, and pineapple juice. Add those in. Blend it further until it's already, runny texture. So yeah, put it in a big bowl and marinate all your pork in it. Get all the sides possible. You want to leave it there overnight so that marinade can do its job. Okay, low-key the worst part. Shows why it's very impractical, because who has a rotisserie skewer? Now look, it's not that expensive. You can probably buy one for like $30 or something like that. But when it gets messy, it's going to be hard to make sure that the meat's both even and doesn't come off the skewer. I just skewered all of it through sheer pain and agony. Yeah, we'll go into the next step. On a medium-low heat, put on the rotisserie for several hours and hope for the best. Now, I did put some smoked chunks in there, woods, to smoke it, give it a bit more of a smoky taste, but again, that's also optional. Oh yeah, also, it is impractical to have charcoal, as much as that charcoal grilled meat is good, just adds more stuff to do. Alright, let's move on to making handmade corn tortillas for the first time. I bought some pre-cooked, flour pretty much, not starch, like ground cornmeal, I guess. But to this, added a bit of lard, although it's probably not necessary. I believe you just need water and salt. But yeah, make sure you have nice hot water and a bunch of salt, and this turns out quite well. Now the thing is, if you have lard, you do have to make sure the lard's soft and blends in and whatnot, but it does help with making it for the first time. It makes it a bit more lenient with ratios and environmental moisture and how much you need, etc. Or at least this is what the results turned out for me. So I recommend that if you've never done it for the first time like I did. Look, you'll be able to tell if there's not enough water, perhaps too much. A bit too much is probably better than not enough, mostly because it keeps it more pliable. So knead it really well, and you got the right texture if you get a small ball of it and smush it between your hands. If the edges crack quite a bit, it's probably not enough moisture, and if it sticks too much, it probably has a bit too much water in it. But a little bit more water is better than not enough. See, the pork is nice and browning. Remember, it's still raw in the middle. So making tortillas, if you have a tortilla press, great, but that's another tool you have to buy. If not, get your little brother to make these for you, because, well, it's a pain in the ass to just roll it. It's going to stick, so I'd get baking paper. You don't need oil. You don't really need flour either. So if you just follow what you're seeing, in the end, it should be like 2 mil thickness, not very thick. Yeah, they can be a bit difficult to peel off, so just a heads up. Oh yeah, so how you see kebab guys just take big skewers off, or like Brazilian barbecue places, and they slice it off. Just kind of do that, make it as thin as possible. The rounder you initially made it and the tighter the packing on the skewer, the easier this will be. Also, the thinner you slice it, the better. And if the meat was frozen and you used the deli slicer, it would have made it much more uniform and easier to slice, because you could get thinner slices. This is just like the kebab shop. You just slice off the cooked charred part and still the uncooked part that gets the continue cooking. So don't cut too much off at once. Now a tortilla, they're a bit too fragile for me, so cooking it over the fire would have been a bit difficult. So I decided to offer a pan, put a bit of oil in, make sure it's non-stick, and then just throw it on there, higher heat, and then about 30 seconds to a minute each side. Char is up to you pretty much. Yeah, they're looking alright, not too bad. I don't think you understand that these actually tasted really good. Like, the stuff you buy from the store is dog shit by comparison. Seriously, even just with salt, it's actually so good. Alright, get your usual taco toppings. So put your meat on the tortilla, put your salsa on, coriander, onion, and a bit of lime. Oh, and yeah, don't forget the pineapple, nice and sweet. Yeah, can you tell I'm enjoying it? So yeah, please like and subscribe.